Good afternoon, and thank you for listening to my position on the debate, which is what is the most effective use of supernatural or death imagery to convey a message to an audience. My chosen platform to champion is Emily Dickinson's multiple poems about death in varying forms. She uses imagery, alliterative and beautiful language, and brief, memorable statements to convey her theories as to what man's relationship to death actually is, as well as the potentials for what life after death can be like, which she felt was subjective but could be ultimately a choice that would be made by her audience. T.S. Eliot explained the effectiveness of poetry by saying, "Genuine poetry can communicate before it is understood." Dickinson powerfully moves and engages her audience, and truly understood her subject matter as she had to deal with death, both those of people who she loved as well as her own impending one throughout her life. Especially poignant was her loss of a beloved nephew when she was in her mid-20s. This sad moment in her life caused Emily Dickinson's poetry to take on a more profoundly personal note, and influenced her to want to see death as more than just an end to a life, but as a potential gateway to another existence. Dickinson is best used of death imagery by utilizing poetry as her desired medium through which to explain her position to her audience. She uses multiple forms and manifestations of death, which means she will reach the widest spread audience. She expressed to her audience a choice. They could see death as an anonymous, inglorious snuffing out of a light by a fly, or greet death as an old friend, a suitor, a pleasant end to a life of toil. Dickinson's poetry is short and therefore to the point for an audience. The ability to convey an idea in a compact way means that an audience is more likely to understand and remember it, increasing its effectiveness. Poetry uses imagery to explain an idea or concept, so Dickinson gives her audience a visual representation as well as an emotion and an idea, hitting her audience on every level and helping them fully engage with and relate to her subject, death. In conclusion, you can see Emily Dickinson's desire to fully encapsulate the possibilities within a mega-theme like death resonate throughout her works as death's imagery and personifications take on a richness and a vitality not achievable by other writers who did not intentionally self-isolate so as to thoroughly explore their own feelings and ideas. Her work, therefore, utilizing the brevity and imagery of poetry as its medium, has more potential to affect and influence her audience than any other writer. Thank you for your time and attention to my debate presentation.